A warm welcome to all. How are you all? I hope that you are all fine and safe at home. Let me introduce myself. I am Binu Junithan, teacher of social studies from Montessori Group of Schools, Telangana. Today I am going to teach class 10 social studies chapter 12. You all know in class 10 you will have two papers, that is paper 1 and paper 2. So I am going to teach paper 2, history and civics. Chapter 12, the world during the world wars. You might have learned last year about the unification of Germany. Do you know when the unification of Germany was completed? Can anyone answer me? Yes, yourself. 1860? Wrong. 1871. 1871. So after the unification of Germany, Germany became a powerful nation. They started provoking the other countries and it led to many complications in the 20th century. So in this chapter we are going to learn about the first what are the incidents that happened in the first half of the 20th century. You know, there were many untoward incidents that occurred in the first half of the 20th century. Can you answer it? No. No. Yes, in this chapter we are going to learn about the incidents which took place in the first half of the 20th century. So there were many untoward incidents occurred in the first half of the 20th century. So there were two world wars, Great Depression. So in this chapter we are going to learn about the causes and consequences of world wars and creation of an institutions like UNO to ensure world peace and development. So the first subtopic is the 20th century. So let us learn the 20th century. So Eric Hobsbawm, a historian, called 20th century as age of extremes. There were many reasons for him to call this century as 20th century. So who called 20th century as age of extremes? Eric Hobsbawm. Eric Hobsbawm. Eric Hobsbawm, he called 20th century as age of extremes. So he was a great historian. He called 20th century as age of extremes. Why he called so? Why he called so? There were many reasons. So on one hand, fascism was growing strong because of his idea of unquestioning power and hatred for other people. So the fascist people, they create hatred to the other people. So fascism is a type of political situation. It is like an authoritarian. It is like an authoritarian government. So they always believed that dictatorship was only good for any country. So that's why they followed the idea called fascism. So because of these fascist ideas, so the fascist people or those who believed in fascist people, they started hatred for other people and they created trouble in the world. So that's why I told you, on one hand, fascism was growing strong for its idea of unquestioning power and hatred for other people. On other hand, there was a need for democracy. So there was some other people demanded that they want democracy. So some other people believed in fascist ideas and some other people, they believed in democracy. So at the beginning of 20th century, there were two important political situations occurred in the world. So they were fascism. or false ideas, and second one was democracy. So some of the people they demanded, some of the people they believed in the false ideas, whereas some of them they believed in the democratic ideas. Then, so this was one of the reasons for the age of extremes, for the age of high extremes. Not only that, but also there were many other reasons. So the average life expectancy was growing because of the new discovery in the field of medicine. So the average life expectancy was also growing because there were many new discoveries took place in the field of medicine. Then literacy level also became high. That is, more people had to access better education. So now more people were able to get a good education. So that's why the level of literacy was also increased. So this is also one of the important reason. This is also one of the important reason for that one called 20th century as the age of extremes. Then, so the new art forms like movies also became known. So new art forms like movies also became too known. So likewise, there were many changes. There were many changes that occurred in the 20th century. So that's why he called it as a age of extremes. And in the field of science, there were new inventions or new studies about the life and atom. So in the field of science also there were many new discoveries and studies about the life and atom. At the same time, more than 100 countries including India also got independence and became a independent country. So more than 100 countries including India got independence from the colonial masters, and more than 100 countries became independent countries. Not only this, many new experiments happened in the 20th century. Many new experiments. So we can say that socialist societies came up. Some of the countries they followed socialist ideas. So that socialist societies came up in some of the countries. In the social society, people lived with equality and fraternity. Fraternity means brotherly feeling or brotherhood. They cultivated the feeling that all the people were equal and they were brothers. That is fraternity. So in the socialist society, people lived with equality and fraternity. Some of the countries adopted liberal democracy. So some of the countries they adopted the liberal democracy, that the people had more liberal equality, or they have more freedom, more liberal equality and a capitalist economy. Capitalist economy in the sense, government did not have any interference in their economy. The government had less interference in the economy. So this was the important change that occurred in the 20th century. Many new experiments happened in the 20th century. In some other countries, social societies came up. Social society lived in equality or lived with equality and fraternity. Some of the countries adopted liberal democracy. So where people had more liberal equality and a capitalist economy. So at the same time, some of the countries became more industrialized. So the entire world was at the same time, at the first half of the 20th century itself, most of the countries were industrialized. So that's why there were a east-west divide. The countries which were industrialized and they achieved a very good development, and they were called as developed countries. They were called as developed countries of the West. Example, can you say some examples of that? Britain, USA, France, Germany. So these all countries became industrialized, and they became industrialized nation. So that's why we can say the entire world was divided into two. So one was developed countries and other was colonial countries, and the countries which were underdeveloped, they were called as colonial countries. Why? Because these colonial countries were controlled by the developed countries. So why? Because these developed countries, they wanted to get raw materials from the colonies. So that's why they always treated, or they try to colonize the countries of Asia and Africa. So you know, by the first half of the 20th century, or at the beginning of the 20th century itself, so the entire world was divided into two. So one was industrialized developed nation of the West, and other was the colonized countries of Asia and Africa, and these colonized countries were controlled by the developed countries. At the same time, they were the competition among the industrialized nations. So as a result of that, the industrialized nation had split into two enemy groups or blocks. On one side, Germany and Austria-Hungary, and on other side, Germany, Britain, Russia, and some other countries. Okay, so they were intense competition among the industrialized nation. So the industrialized nation had split into two enemy groups or blocks. On one side, Germany and Austria-Hungary, and on other side, Britain, France, Russia, and its allies. So these countries compete each other, and they try to dominate over the world, and they try to control as many as colonies and raw materials as possible, and later this competition led to the occurrence of two world wars. So these industrialized nation, they were divided into two blocks or two enemy groups. So they always tried to compete each other, and they wanted to extend the supremacy over the whole world. Not only the supremacy, but also they want to get the control of many colonies and raw materials. This competition led to the occurrence of two world wars. So the first world war began in 1914. The first world war began in 1914. Why this war was called as First World War? Because almost all the countries in the world participated in this war. So the First World War began in 1914. So at first this is a small war between Austria and Serbia. So later so countries they joined in the war. So that's why this war was called as First World War, or so it is called as World War. So most of the developed countries, or almost all the countries, not all developed countries, even colonies also joined on this war. So that's why it was called as World War. So most of the countries in the world participated or took part in the war. So that's why this war was called as a World War. So China and Japan on the east, and USA on the west. Then the First World War ended in 1918. First World War ended in 1918. So you should be remember that the First World War began in 1914, and the First World War ended in 1918. And on this First World War, Germany and its allies were very badly defeated by the Britain and its allies. So in the First World War, Germany and its allies were very badly defeated by Britain, France and its allies. So that's why this age was called as the age of extremes. So because of world wars, and there were many new changes that occurred in this age, in this century. So that's why Eric Hobsbawm, he called this 20th century as age of extremes. So already I told you. So can you say again? So why Eric Hobsbawm called this age as age of extremes? So the first one is that so some of the people, they believed in fascist ideas. So they created the hatred among the people, and so whereas some of the people, they demanded that they wanted to establish the democracy in their country. This is another reason. And there were many other developments took place in the world. That is, the average life expectancy was high because of the many new inventions in the field of medicine, or many new discoveries in the field of medicine. And literacy rate was also very high. So through that, many people had to access best education. And new art forms like movie also become known. So then social society came up. In the field of science also, there were number of studies about the life and the atom, and there were many new experiments happen in the 20th century. So what are those experiments? Social society came up. So social society came up in some of the countries. So in social societies, people lived with equality and fraternity. And some of the countries, they adopted liberal democracy. So what is liberal democracy? So liberal democracy, where the people had political liberty or political freedom and a capitalist economy. So at the same time, many countries in the Europe were developed countries. So developed and industrialized countries. So they always try to get the control over the colonial countries of Asia and Africa. So this competition led a intense conflict among the industrialized countries. So the countries had split into two enemy groups or blocks. On one side, Germany and Austria-Hungary, and other side, Britain, France, Russia and its allies. So these these countries, so these enemy groups or blocks, they always try to dominate the whole world, and they wanted to get colonies. So this created a race among this industrialization, and this led to the world wars. So at last, the first world war began in 1914. The first world war began in 1914. Why this war was called as world wars? Because almost all the countries in the world participated in this war. And the second world war, and the first world war ended in 1918. So tomorrow we can learn what were the causes of First World War. What is the cause of First World War? You can learn tomorrow's class. I hope that you have enjoyed this session. Thank you.